Today we're going to take another look at trig functions on what's called the unit circle, and we're going to use those ideas from yesterday. So what the unit circle is it's a circle with a radius of 1. So if we were to put this on a xy axis here, this would be the coordinate 1, 0. Up here would be 0, 1. We would have negative 1, 0. And down here would be 0, negative 1. And then we have all these different coordinates on the circle. So what we need to know for the unit circle is we need to know what we talked about yesterday, is if our hypotenuse is 1 unit, and it's a 45, 45, 90 triangle, we have the square root of 2 over 2 and the square root of 2 over 2 are our side lengths. And our other triangle, if we had a 30, 60, 90 triangle and our hypotenuse is 1, opposite 30 is 1/2, opposite 60 is the square root of 3 over 2. So what you definitely have to know is 45 degrees, the side length opposite that is the square root of 2 over 2. 30 degrees, the side length opposite is 1/2. And 60 degrees, the side length opposite is the square root of 3 over 2. So, if we were to find these values here, we're going to start with 90 and 270. Well, on our unit circle, negative 90 would be down here, and this is the value 0, negative 1. Well, sine we know is opposite over hypotenuse. Well, that's pretty hard to do there. So if we take a look, you guys have a blank space. On our unit circle, if we were to draw in, let's say we wanted to find this coordinate, if we were to turn it into a right triangle, we have x, y, our hypotenuse is 1, and our theta is always one of these reference angles. Well, if we said the sine of theta, we would say it's y over 1. Well, that's just our y value. The cosine of theta, x over 1, well, that's our x value. And the tangent of theta is y over x, which in terms is our sine value over our cosine value. And again, this is when our hypotenuse here is 1. So when we look back at this, we need to find the sine. Well, that's our y value. There isn't really an opposite. There's that, well, you can think of our, our height is like the y value. So our y value here is negative 1. Now if we were to do the cotangent of 270, well, this is also 270 degrees. Well, what do we know that the tangent is? Well, back here we just said that the tangent, this way, tangent was y over x. So that means our cotangent is x over y. So our x value is 0. Our y value is negative 1. So this would equal 0. Now let's say we said the tangent of 90 degrees. Well, tangent is y over x. 90 is up here, so we have 0 over 1, 0 and 1. So that would be 1 over 0. Well, we can't have this, so we say it's undefined. Now, the next thing we're asked to do is find the 6 trig functions for 135. So if we were to draw this, and we have we're looking at this unit circle, 135 is over here somewhere. We draw that right down, 90 degrees. What's our reference angle? If this is 180 and this is 135, so our reference angle is 45. It's the unit circle, so our hypotenuse is 1. Alright, so we have the square root of 2 over 2, the square root of 2 over 2. But we have to look at how we get there. We go backwards, so this is going to be negative, because how do we get to this 135 there? So now we have enough information. We can do our sine, our cosine, and our tangent. And if you remember, we have the CSC, the secant. So we have the cosecant, the secant, and the cotangent. Well, our sine, O over H. So opposite, square root of 2 over 2. Hypotenuse is 1. So it's just the square root of 2 over 2. So our cosecant is 2 over the square root of 2. Cosine, A over H. So we have negative square root of 2 over 2 over 1. So negative square root of 2 over 2. Take the reciprocal, so it's negative 2 over the square root of 2. Tangent, O over A. Square root of 2 over 2 divided by negative square root of 2 over 2. Well, that would be negative 1. Well, how do we take the reciprocal of this? Well, this is negative 1 over 1, so it's 1 over negative 1, which is just negative 1. And here's another one, 6 trig values for 120. So I'm going to leave that circle out. 120 is over here. Make a right triangle. So what's our reference angle? Well, that would be 60. So this is 1. Opposite 60 is the square root of 3 over 2. This is 30, so this would be, I'm going to put negative 1/2. So now we have to find the sine of 120, cosine of 120, tangent of 120. Oops, and I believe on this one I put theta. We could have put, excuse me, our theta was 135. So all those really should have been 135. So then we have the cosecant of theta, secant of theta, and the cotangent of theta. So sine O over H, square root of 3 over 2 over 1. So it's just the square root of 3 over 2. A over H. Some of you are realizing that hypotenuse is 1, so it's really just, we said it was our x value, so negative 1/2. And tangent, opposite over adjacent, square root of 3 over 2, negative 1/2. Denominator, so it's negative square root of 3 over 1, negative square root of 3. And then we have to flip them. So 2 over the square root of 3, negative 2 over 1. And let's see, this would be negative 1 over the square root of 3. So your assignment tonight is the day 5 worksheet.